Lots of big stars to talk about this weekend, and we start off with Jude Law leading the way to Eden. It's actually a thriller, but there's another thriller that uses a relay service for the deaf that stars Riz Ahmed and Lily James. But we begin with this movie that's about a global hit and an immortal demon, Ne Zha 2.
Demon, you are my son.
A Demon's Son is already setting box office records, but is the new Chinese phenomenon Ne Zha 2 destined to be an American hit?
I will change my destiny!
I'm in possession of evidence of an unlawful cover-up.
There are a number of whistleblower support organizations.
No, I just want to give everything back.
Lily James is a scientist in trouble. Riz Ahmed is the secret fixer that goes after corrupt companies by using relay.
This is the Tri-State Relay Service.
What is that?
It's a hearing-assisted device for the deaf.
Dr. Holter.
What brings you to Floriana?
Why, you did. Your story inspired us to leave everything behind, to start anew.
And finally, 3 separate groups stake their claim on a remote island looking for paradise, but fighting for life in Eden.
Trust me, by this time next year, one of us will be gone. I personally hope it's not you.
Critically Speaking now. Hey, hello, welcome aboard to Critically Speaking, a show that is all about movies. I'm that dude, your host, Lee Thomas, and joining me, that other dude, co-host and cohort in movie criticism, Adam Graham reviews movies for the Detroit News. Now, we are in, I don't know exactly what you call this time.
Dog days of summer.
It's got to be the dog days, because the big blockbuster superhero things are done,
Everything's
and this
over.
is kind of other stuff.
It's the stuff that doesn't fit into the fall. It's the stuff that didn't fit into the height of summer. It's the stuff they're just wedging into that last corner, those last days. These 2 weeks in particular, truly dog days of summer.
I agree, but we'll get to it.
As evidenced by some of our selections.
And this is when we earn our pay, my man. We earn our pay. So let's get into it and talk about the business of filmmaking or upcoming movies that have caught our attention. We call it our Movie Buzz. This time we're talking about someone who's shaken, not stirred. James Bond, the franchise, getting new buzz as an Oscar winner weighs in about the lead character being a man. Helen Mirren, you see her right there, says, quote, "I am such a feminist, but you can't have a woman," end quote. The British actress said this to Saga magazine while promoting her new Netflix TV series, The Thursday Murder Club, with co-star and former 007 Pierce Brosnan right by her side. Now, the 80-year-old screen legend goes on to say it just won't work, referring to having a woman playing the role of James Bond. There have been 25 Bond movies, 7 different white male actors in the lead role, but it persists the rumor that Bond will be different, that it could be a woman. Adam Graham, is it possible to cast the character of James Bond as a woman? I'll answer that question first. There has been a woman as a 00. 2021's No Time to Die, Latasha Lynch played a 00. She wasn't 007, but she was a spy. And 2011, if you think of a woman spy movie that works, 2011's Hannah with Saoirse Ronan, great film. So it can be done. They just need to write a good movie, in my opinion.
I think that it can be done. I just don't know if it should be done.
Good point.
In terms of the role of James Bond.
Right.
I think there's tons of examples of like women leading action movies who totally kick
over.
all the butt, right?
Yeah, they do.
You think about like Charlize Theron in something like Atomic Blonde.
Yes.
It happens all the time. You think about Uma Thurman in Kill Bill.
Yes.
It happens. But James Bond, I just don't think that's the role to be. You could be Jane Bond. I think that James Bond has got to be a dude. I don't want to sound like again anti-feminist or anything
At
here.
all.
But that's a role for a dude. Like Joan of Arc shouldn't be played by a dude, and James Bond should be a dude. You know what I'm saying?
Joan of Arc.
Exactly. Plenty of spy roles can be women. I just think that the James Bond role should be a dude. I don't think that that's a crazy thing. I agree with the great Helen Mirren. Is she a dame, Helen Mirren?
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
There you go. Me and the dame are on the same page, and I think we're all on the same page on this one.
I do too, because I remember that movie Salt. Remember that one, Salt?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
With
Angelina Jolie.
Thank you, Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
I thought that worked as well.
Tons of
just
examples.
Name her something different. Jamie Bond.
Yeah, sure.
Anything.
Anything.
Yeah. She can even be 008, like in Next Level.
She can be 006. All of them.
All of them.
She can even be 007.
Yeah.
If we just rearrange the world a little bit.
Yeah.
This can't be James Bond.
Right. All right, my man. Let's move on and do what we do, shall we?
Sure.
Let's go to the movies. And the highest grossing movie of 2025, by far, focuses on his training in American theaters.
In your training, only through sacrifice can you become an immortal.
Death may come, but I'm not scared. What fate says, I've never cared. I decide who...
Ne Zha is a demon raised by mortals that is trying to save his village in this sequel that is already the 5th highest grossing movie of all time. And I like this, except for one thing. I'll explain. Plus, there's this.
Gentlemen, this is where we'll build Hacienda Paradiso. We did it.
The pirate!
An all-star cast on a remote island intense thriller with twists and turns that keep you guessing. But I am sure that Eden is not the promised land of good cinema. Or maybe it is. I'll explain what I mean forthcoming, critically speaking, next. Okay, the best thing about this movie is probably that it's based on a real story of people trying to restart their lives on a remote island. And critically speaking, this film is much more than I expected, as they jockey for control and mental higher ground, but they act like wild pigs.
Wild pigs, cows, dogs. There are many pests. Many pests.
You're a child bride, no?
Excuse me?
No, I look at you. I look at your little son. I do the math.
Oh,
Yeah, 3 groups of people kind of match wits. They're all European, and they head to this remote island in 1929 to discover a new way of life. Only they fight over food, they fight over land, and other things in this simmering, dramatic thriller, Eden. Now, Sydney Sweeney, Daniel Bruhl, Jude Law, Ana de Armas, and Vanessa Kirby. They all have a seat at the table in this jousting of performances. Now, Jude Law is the scientist working on a book, alone on the island with his partner, played by Kirby, until Bruhl, a former soldier, shows up with his wife, played by Sweeney, and their son, trying for a new beginning. Then comes de Armas, who is this baroness that plays on everyone's psyche to gain the upper hand because she is upper crust. Now, the scenery is beautiful, the story moves slow, but it's written well enough, with Academy Award winner Ron Howard behind the lens and behind the pen. The problems, though, in the beginning of the film, Sweeney's accent is so bad and her performance is so weak, but she gets better as the story goes along. Now, also, the middle drags a bit, but it is a remote island and it does pick up, as director Howard takes up for what lacks in this movie, in my opinion. Eden is a survival thriller that kept me engaged with a satisfying ending, but the best part of the film is that it's true. Now, it's 2 hours and 9 minutes. I enjoyed the ride. I enjoyed the end credits the most, probably, and the real story behind the movie's in the end credits. Eden is rated R. It's an adult survival thriller. I give this one a B, B-, but it's a definite thumbs up. Adam, where are you on Eden? I just said Adam and Eden.
That's good. I like that. Unfortunately, I go thumbs down on this one. It felt like the 3 main characters, or the 3 main couples even, were all in different movies, and I felt like they were never sharing the space. Tonally, I felt like they were kind of all over the place. With Ana de Armas kind of really camping it up and kind of being alone in her over-the-top performance, where Vanessa Kirby and Jude Law are kind of playing like these slithering snakes of people, and then the Daniel Bruhl and Sydney Sweeney are like this domesticated couple who's kind of off on their own in their own kind of like domestic drama, and I never felt like the drama elements, the thriller elements, and whatever else was happening ever really meshed and came together in one story. It felt like everybody was kind of playing their own game of chess here, and I feel like this is a movie that is coming out on this weekend, like we talked about, kind of like an Island of Misfit Toys weekend, just because it doesn't really fit anywhere else. You can see where it doesn't all the way come together as a thriller or as a dramatic piece or as even like commentary on humanity. I think that they're kind of showing parallels between today, like the idea of somebody going off and starting their own civilization today makes as much sense as it did 100 years ago. That stuff kind of comes together, but the telling of it, I don't think it's saying anything fresh about humanity, and I don't think it's saying it in a necessarily fresh way.
The fact that it was a true story didn't resonate at all?
No, that's interesting. I kind of I'd rather see a documentary about what was really going on than some of these dramatic inventions, let's say.
I gave this one a B-. What say
I give it about a C. I don't think it's bad. I just can't recommend it.
I see.
But I do recommend if you yank out all your teeth that you use bottle caps as teeth, as Jude Law's character did. He seemed like a James Bond villain in this thing.
I like this. He's such a kind of slithery character.
Dude, I really like Jude. I think Jude Law kind of worked the best in this mode. But Vanessa Kirby, who we'll talk about later in the show, spoiler alert, was kind of really left out to dry. She's got a lot more to offer than she was offered.
I agree with that. I completely agree with that. If she would have had a different role, it would have been a better movie. Yeah, I
100%.
I agree. All right, let's shift on to the next movie we have to talk about this week. And this is the original of this film. It came out in 2019. It made over $800 million worldwide. But this sequel has already made a whopping $2.2 billion this year, and it hasn't even been released in America until this weekend. Critically speaking, part of the reason Ne Zha 2 is compelling is the story and, of course, the flying piggy. Yeah.
Flying piggy! My ride has a perfect memory, and it's a master sculptor to boot. Take a look for yourselves.
Hey man, everybody loves Flying Piggy. Ne Zha is the name of this demon that's raised by mortals who fights for humanity by way of his village. Now he's a young demon and struggles to do what's right. Now the story is big with a lot of Chinese myth and legend to keep up with. Plus it has this East Asian sensibilities, meaning a lot of dragons, a lot of immortal spirits, but also a lot of fight scenes that involve special power. I dug all of it. The only star voice that American audiences will know is Michelle Yeoh. She plays Ne Zha's mom, but the film is beautiful to watch. I saw it in IMAX 3D, and I put my hand out like I could touch it a couple times. It's so vibrant and engaging. The story picks up right where the first one, 2019, left off, with Ne Zha and Io Bing, both from this Chaos Pearl, and they're dead, and they're trying to get new bodies. I know it's a lot to keep up with, but if you don't understand the Chaos Pearl, it's split into Spirit Pearl and Chaos Orb, and Ne Zha and Obing. Okay, you need to watch the first movie to get all of that, but I'm not sure any of that actually matters. The movie's so much fun, and it includes a lot of fight scenes, especially towards the last hour or so. It's 2 hours and 24 minutes. And I watched the whole movie entirely, and I was satisfied until the end, but it's a thumbs up for me. The original is a better film, only because it's shorter. I saw this one in glorious IMAX 3D, like I said. I enjoyed it. But 2 hours and 24 minutes, Adam Graham, is a lot of movie, and that's why I give it a C+ rather than a B or an A.
Oh, you dropped it because of the runtime.
I did. It's a C+, B- again, but it's still a thumbs up. 2 hours and 24 minutes, my man.
Yeah, it's a long one. Ne Zha Novice talking here. I did not see the first one, but I go thumbs up on this one because it's an epic. It's an absolute epic, and it's kind of it goes on a roll. It's like the roller coaster going up the whole time, because by the end, I mean, even you could even go back to like the last hour of this thing, and it gets it ramps up, and these final battle sequences are just absolutely mind-blowing.
Stunning, right?
To watch unfold on screen, on kind of like as big a screen as possible that you can find is worth watching watching this thing on. I was confused in parts, Lee, and maybe that was partially because I had not seen the first Ne Zha movie, and I was struggling to kind of keep up with it. But early on, it kind of feels like a Kung Fu Panda riff that really goes super maximalism by the end, and I was totally absorbed into the increasing insanity of the fight sequences. So I was on board. There were parts in this early on where I was like, why am I watching this movie? I don't have anything to add to this. I'm not relating to it. It's basically a kid's movie. By the end, I understood what I was doing there, and it's an action throwdown. 100%. Sure. Yeah.
Definite thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up for sure.
If it were
on a huge screen.
If it were an hour and 45, I'd give it an A. But it's
2.5 hours is a lot for
this. It's a lot of movie.
It's a kid's movie.
It's a kid's movie. Yeah. But it's worth it. But it's still worth it. It's worth it.
Sure. Absolutely.
All right, my man. I appreciate you. Another film out this week with an all-star cast. So stick with me, Adam. It's all about Honey Don't.
Honey O'Donoghue, to what do we owe the honor?
Can you tell me about this woman, Mia Novotny?
She got stabbed and stuffed in the car, I guess.
Or that.
Yeah, Margot Qualley is this private investigator, Honey Donahue, trying to solve a series of murders tied to a church. Led by Chris Evans, Honey Don't also stars Aubrey Plaza and Charlie Day. It's rated R in theaters only. Adam, you saw this one. Give me 10 seconds on it, man.
Lee, I would say Honey Don't see this movie. Just really nothing to extract here. I was really disappointed by this. This is from one of the Coen brothers, and I'm baffled, Lee, straight up.
All right, there you have it. It's a thumbs down for Honey Don't. When we come back, Riz Ahmed and Lily James in Relay is on the Movie Watch, critically speaking, next. Right now to the Movie Watch. How many times did I look at my watch during your movie? This week, Relay.
The person who's called you will type their conversation and I'll read it to you. No calls are recorded and everything you say is confidential.
There's a van parked out front.
I think they're watching me.
They may try to make a deal. Riz Ahmed is a secret fixer who makes deals to keep people safe from corrupt corporations. Lily James is the client, but they only communicate through a relay for the deaf. Now, it also stars Willa Fitzgerald, who I love. Sam Worthington's in it. And this one has a great setup, follow-through story, and performances, but the end was a surprise that just doesn't really work. It's not believable, but doesn't ruin the entire experience. I looked at my watch 3 times, and I give this one a C. And honestly, if this were streaming, it would be up, but it's a thumbs down for me on Relay. It's rated R. Adam Graham, what say you about Relay? I'm really interested in your opinion because I wanted to love this movie. I just didn't.
Lee, I really like the technology in this movie, or kind of like the anti-technology. I did look at my watch in this thing, and I was kind of thrilled by the use of this relay machine and that relay phone service. I think making phone calls through an intermediary was a really good dramatic device. I also liked how Riz Ahmed's character was always using the post office. This unfolded like a 70s thriller that takes place today, and I liked that kind of slow burn where it's like, it's a very modern thriller, but it's almost anti-tech. And so I thought the character worked really well. I thought that all the sequences worked really well. And there's a turn in this movie, Lee, I think that you kind of mentioned, and it totally undoes almost everything that we've seen up to it. We just don't believe the character anymore. This is not to spoil the movie, but it's to say, again, I think that this is why this movie falls on this kind of Island of Misfit Toys weekend, because this this one thing in the movie kind of undoes everything we believe about what we've seen, and it just doesn't work dramatically, and it betrays the movie that we were watching. It betrays the characters, and it betrays what we were watching. So I have to go like a mediocre thumbs down on it. But I like everything that was built until it falls apart.
Then it all falls apart, my man.
Absolutely.
In the same boat on this one. All right, let's jump into another movie out this weekend, and this one has a weird title. It's called Eeny Meeny.
Eeny Meeny. You were the best behind the wheel. Unfortunately, not smart enough to get away from John. He owes me $3 million.
Yeah, reformed teenage getaway driver is dragged back into crime to help save the life of her chronically unreliable ex-boyfriend. It's rated R. Eeny Meeny stars Samara Weaving, Andy Garcia, and Carl Guzman. If it were in theaters, it'd be a thumbs down. I saw this one as streaming. I give this one a C as well. Eeny meeny, if you feel like watching it, go ahead. It's on Hulu by way of Disney Plus. When we come back, A Night of the Apocalypse. Apocalypse is my pick of the week. Critically speaking, next. All right, a meteor crashes into a zoo, and some of the animals turn into zombies in this kids animated film. Definitely for kids, but now you can watch it at home. It's ridiculous, but worth a stream. Night at the Zoopocalypse is streaming now on Peacock and makes it my pick of the week. Adam, what's your pick of the week, my man?
My pick of the week is Night Always Comes. It's on Netflix. It stars Vanessa Kirby. Now, we saw Vanessa Kirby in Eden this week. We also saw Vanessa Kirby in the Fantastic Four this summer. Night Always Comes is the Vanessa Kirby that I know. This is the one that was nominated for Best Actress at the Oscars a couple years ago in Pieces of a Woman. She's a gritty, hardcore actress. This is a story about her as a Portland woman trying to make her. She owes $25,000. She's got to get $25,000 in the course of a night so she can save her house. Good thriller on Netflix, at home. Vanessa Kirby. This is why she's a star.
I agree. She's great at what she does.
She's great.
She's great at what she does. All right, my man.
Thank you,
I appreciate you. You're great at what you do. And you guys, I appreciate you for watching every week. As long as they keep making movies, we'll keep critically speaking about those films. Next week, Austin Butler and Zoe Kravitz, well, they got a crime thriller again. They get caught stealing. Save me a seat.